Today's Tuesday, September 6th. Welcome back to work. Today's stock is Cracker Barrel Restaurant, although they call themselves an old country store. Anyway, what we see here is a break down below this red line. Now, it doesn't look like the greatest of trend lines, but what I'm going to do is show you that it is actually part of a series of trend lines. There's the first one, and you could see there's your line definition, a breakdown, and then a rally to test it. Now I'm going to move it again. Same story. There's your trend line, breakdown, rally to test it. And here we have it again for the third time. If this stock rallies back to test this line one more time, that would complete a set of fan lines, which are three lines that just show the trend gradually rolling over. And you can see that the 50-day average in here would be a great test, or at least a target for a bounce right now. Excuse me. So what I see here is a stock that has an initial breakdown that is ripe for a bounce, and with earnings next week, about 8 days away now. So you never know what's going to happen there, but I think that this is a good setup, something to watch. And take a look at a few other levels here. Just going to draw some horizontal lines right up here at this peak, and look at this over here. Acted as resistance twice. So what was support on the way down, now acting as resistance on the way back up, and the stock failed there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up the line, just drag it down a little bit more, or copy it. And again, I'm kind of fudging it now, just looking for something that makes sense. And that makes sense to me because it tested this dip here, this initial breakdown. And right there, it's at the bottom of this big gap. A little fuzzy here, playing with it a little bit, a little technician's license here. Let's just see what happens if we put it in close-only format. Looks kind of good in terms of being a valuable level. And again, even back in the past. So put it back into bar, and you can see that it's right now at a preliminary breakdown. You never know what's going to happen heading into earnings, but ideally what I'd love this thing to do is to bounce a little bit and get set up for a weak earnings report. See that there's another trend line coming down in here. So a lot of reasons why it would bounce before earnings. And you're going to ask now, what is this green line here? This is a trend line from 2011 using a log scale. And you say, why not draw the line from down here? Well, it doesn't really describe anything up until the very end, so I don't like it there. And if we put it back in linear format, you can see it doesn't make a lot more sense in terms of why choose that area. Here's a hit, here's a hit, and a big hit there. So that's why I chose that line. And put it back into daily. So ideally, I'd love this thing to bounce a little bit heading into earnings, and then the target would be down at this trend line, possibly in the low 140s. That's it. See how this thing pans out.